Hey YouTube. So I live in Texas, and Texas has a deregulated electricity market. That basically means that instead of having one provider for each area, there's a single distribution network. In the case of the Houston area, it's CenterPoint Energy, and then there's companies that provide the retail electric service. And then on the other side of the equation, there's electricity generators. So basically, the electrons that are flowing through the wires are the same as any electrons. It's just every residence or business has smart meters in Texas, so you can kind of assign the meter to the retail electric provider. And that's how I can buy 100% wind power, even though the electrons, when they come from the generators, just get mixed around. There's no way to distinguish, but I'm purchasing wind energy. So the retail electric provider is buying wind energy, but it's being distributed through the CenterPoint network. At least that's how I can think of it best. So I'm up for renewal. This is the current plan that I'm on. This is the electricity fax label for the Green Mountain Energy 12-month pollution-free plan that I signed last year. So yeah, when I got to Texas, I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how much electricity I was going to be using, and so I just decided to go with this because I'm sustainable. So let's see. Basically, what we have here, what generally use as a guideline is this average monthly use chart up here. So if you use 500 kilowatt hours, your average price per kilowatt hour is going to be 10.2, and then it goes down as you use more. And that's just because not all electric plans work like this, but this one works because there's a flat rate here, and then there's a kilowatt hour rate here, and then there's a flat delivery charge, the $5.47 per month, and then there's also the CenterPoint kilowatt hour rate. So you have that fixed fee every month. That means as you use more electricity, it gets cheaper per kilowatt hour. Not by much, but I mean, obviously, if you're using 2,000 kilowatt hours, you're going to be spending more than if you're using 1,000. So here we have the, oh no, this is the average state mix, but here we can see the renewable content it's all wind, 51% from Texas, 49% from outside of Texas. So right now, this is pretty cheap for wind energy, so I was happy to get this deal. So I'm up for renewal, so let's look at this one. This is for this year, and it's gone up a lot, and that's a lot of that's just because the reserve electricity supply for this summer is getting pretty tight because it's a hot summer. So I'm going to be paying a little bit more if I decide to renew with Green Mountain Energy. So I might switch and just go with coal, or just whatever this mix is. So that's unfortunate, but it'll save a little bit of money. But I'm not sure if I'm going to switch yet. But anyway, I'm going to show you the process that I use when choosing an electricity provider in Texas. So first thing, let's look at this. This is just a little snippet of my energy consumption over the past 12 months. So we moved in July. But generally, we kind of stay in between 500 and 1,000 kilowatt hours, and this is going to be important in a little bit, because some plans will incentivize you to stay in a certain range because it's just nice for them. It's nice for them because they know how much power they need to deliver. So it's kind of like you're making a deal with a power company. Hey, I'll stick between 500 and 1,000 kilowatt hours, and they'll give you a break. Some power companies do this, but this is a good thing to know. In general, if you're moving in and to a new apartment or a new house, you're generally not going to know what your consumption is, but you might be able to guess it pretty well. So let's see. So we got this. This is my renewal. All right. So when you're choosing electricity, you can do a Google search. Power to Choose is the state-sponsored website. Here it is. So this is Choose Texas Power. Okay. So there's a lot of websites that kind of help you go through this process. If you just type in like Texas electricity, you're gonna get energy providers, but you're also gonna get these companies that are, Texas electricity ratings are gonna help you figure out which company to choose, and a lot of these are sponsored by certain energy companies. So I would be careful with those. So Power to Choose, powered by Save on Energy. I don't know who those guys are. So generally, powertochoose.org. Go there. That's going to be the most unbiased because it's sponsored by the Public Utility Commission. So yeah, they're sneaky with this, calling it Power to Choose here. So anyway, let's close out of this one so I don't get confused anymore. All right, so 77598. View results. Center point. So this is, we're going to say 1,000 kilowatt hours. Generally, we want, if you're moving into an apartment with a 12-month lease, I would do the 12-month contract. You want to look for those. If you're in a house, you can go longer than that. Fixed rate, I generally do that. Variable, I don't really know what the difference between variable and indexed is. I think variable, they can kind of just change the rate whenever or to whatever month to month, which is kind of sketchy. Indexed, I believe, it just follows the general electricity cost trend. So that's probably safer if you're looking for something that varies over the month. But generally, fixed rate is the way to go. I'll talk about this time of use stuff later. Renewable energy. We'll just look at everything right now. Refresh results. Okay. So, yeah, I put in 12 months. So that eliminated all the plans that are 24 and 36 months. So let's see. Infinite Energy, 12-month smart plan, fixed rate, 12 months, 4% renewable. Okay, discount power. So you have all these options. It's just, there's so many options, and I was just kind of overwhelmed when I got here, and I'm sure a lot of people are. So let's just look at this first one. Fact sheet. Let's see. All right, so here, look, they're incentivizing you to have, consistent monthly usage between 700 and 1,000 kilowatt hours. So let's look at this. Come on. So look at this. Average monthly use is 500 kilowatt hours. You're paying 17 cents a month. If you go up to 1,000, that's half. So basically, if you use 500 kilowatt hours, you're going to be paying the same amount as if you're using 1,000. And then look at this, it goes up when you use 2,000 kilowatt hours. So this is one of those where it's like they want you to stay at a certain consumption month to month, which might be hard if you're getting into the shoulder months in October, November. So let's have a look at this. Tier 1. The first 1,000 kilowatt hours will be billed at 0 cents per kilowatt hour. Everything beyond that will be billed at 20 cents a kilowatt hour. And then there's $85 per billing cycle. So basically you're paying a flat fee of $85. And then you're getting the first 1,000 free, and then everything after that is really expensive. So that's how they come up with this, these average costs here. So really they want you to use right below 1,000 kilowatt hours. That's how you're going to get the best deal here. So that's kind of tricky. I know I wouldn't do that just because I like to conserve as much energy as possible. This wouldn't be a good plan for me. Now let's look at some of this other information. Most of these have $150 cancellation fees. That's pretty common. All right. So if you know you're going to use like 900 kilowatt hours, or like a really close to 900 or 1,000 kilowatt hours, this might be a good plan for you if you're going to use that every month. But for me, this is not the plan for me. Real value. Let's look at this TXU fact sheet. Okay, so this is another one where it's kind of scaled. So the first 500 cost 8.5 cents per kilowatt hour, and then it gets lower for the next 500, and then everything above 1,000 is a bit more expensive. So this one might be pretty good for me. So have a look at that. There's one that I really want to show you that's kind of deceiving. All right, show only time of use plans. You'll see a lot of ads for these. Okay, truly free weekends. So let's look at this. This is a time of use plan. And this is where things get a little tricky. I just want to show you another thing real quick. Show all plans versus plans without minimum usage fee credits. So let's just see. I'm just trying to see if I can find what to watch out for. Okay, so this page loaded. Okay, so this is the Reliant Truly Free Weekends 12 plan. So let's see, pretty standard average price per kilowatt hour. A little expensive though, but that's not the whole picture. You got to look down here at these prices. So base charge, 0 per month. You got your center point, delivery charge, weekday energy charge. Okay, so that's 15 cents per month. Then you got your center point charges. So you're going to add these two up to get your weekday electricity cost, which is about 20 cents. Now, weekends are free. So if you find that you're gone from the house for 12 hours a day and you're only at home on weekends, this might be a good plan for you. So let's see, no charge applied to usage from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Monday. So yeah, if you're like traveling all week out of town and you're only home on weekends, this might be a great plan for you. See, look, all right, so they calculated that 32% of consumption on weekends. That's how they calculated this up here. So if 80% of your consumption is on the weekends, this might be really cheap. This might be like 8 or 9 cents per kilowatt hour. So this isn't for everybody, but if you know that you're not going to be home that much on weekends, this might make a lot of sense. Now there's another one that has, it's free nights. Let's get rid of these. Now that could also make a lot of sense too, if you're away from the house during the day. Yeah, free and clear nights 12. All right, let's look at this fact sheet. So average price is kind of expensive, and they're assuming 32% of electricity consumption happening during the hours of 9 p.m. through 6 a.m. each day. So that's the free night part. So you got 15 cents per kilowatt hour or 16 cents per kilowatt hour during the day and free at night. So yeah, if you're willing to hold off on your AC use until 9 p.m., you might save a lot of electricity with this. Early termination fee of $200, that's a little steep. Oh, and this product's 100% renewable. I might look at this. Well, no, actually, I won't because I work at home, so that would not make any sense. Let's see. Complaint history. Let's look at this. Wow, okay. Yeah, so I guess most of these complaints are for billing. So I generally just stick with a company that's 4 stars or greater. Let me show you another plan. It's provided by Gexa or Gexa Energy. There we go, refresh results. So what they've done here is they incentivize a use between a certain kilowatt hour range. So Gexa right choice 1,000 plus 12. Let's look at this. So basically, see, look at this. 500 kilowatt hours, 13 cents. 1,000, 6.5 cents, and 2,000, 10.9. So they are incentivizing use between, I don't know what they're incentivizing. Oh, they're incentivizing use between 500 and 1,000 kilowatt hours. So if you're below 500 kilowatt hours, you're getting this 13-cent charge, this 13 cents. If you're between 500 and 1,000, they just charge you $65. That's it. So if you know you're going to be in that range, that might make a lot of sense. You get a pretty steady bill there. If you exceed 1,000 kilowatt hours, you're getting smacked with a heavy bill. I know that during the summer I exceed 1,000, so I don't want to pay a $218 bill. So if you're confident you can be between 500 and 1,000, this makes a lot of sense. Gexa choice 12. Let's look at this. So I guess here they're incentivizing use between 1,000 and 500, or 1,000 and 1,500, because they pay you a residential usage credit of $90. And if you use between 1,500 and 2,000, they pay you $40. So that's cool. So that's why at 1,000 kilowatt hours, your average price is pretty good. That's something to look at. Okay. All right, enough of that. So another thing I found was this site called kilowhat.energy. And you type in your zip code and you upload smart meter data from your smart meter, which can be found at this website, smartmetertexas.com. You just have to log in and create an account and put in your smart meter information, and it pulls all this data right here that I got. So yeah, here it is right here. This is the smart meter data. And then it figures out what the best plan for you is. So the first one is Eagle 36. That's a 36-month contract. I don't really want that. And then, so these are going to be cheaper because they're long-term contracts. So those are going to bunch at the top. So looks like the first 12-month contract is this Eagle 12 here. And then look, Green Mountain Energy is right down there too. They're getting pretty competitive, I guess. So Eagle 12, let's look at that. So this might be even a better site to use than the Power to Choose website. Just makes it a lot simpler. So this is pretty standard. You just got that monthly charge down here, and then you got an energy charge. That's it. We got Green Mountain Energy. I don't know why this looks different than what I'm used to. June 1st, 2018. Pollution-free E+12 preferred. What am I looking at over here? Oh, so this is dated March. And this is dated June. So I guess it got cheaper between March and June. So that's not bad. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm probably going to stick with Green Mountain and just do this E+12 preferred plan. Makes it simpler. I don't have to switch providers here. Oh, what else? I think that's about it. So yeah, just try to figure out what your consumption is or will be, and see if you can figure out if it's consistent or if it varies seasonally. If it's consistent, you might want to consider one of these tiered plans. What was it? Like one of these plans, these Gexa plans, or this one. If it varies with the season and you just want the cheapest thing possible, one of these TXU energy plans. And if you care about renewable energy, Green Mountain's the way to go. So, and I think there's a few other companies that provide wind power. So yeah, I hope that helped a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I know I kind of went over a lot and it was kind of just freestyle. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.